Craig Mallon, 26 years of age. His young life was taken away so tragically in Lloret de Mar, murdered, a senseless, unprovoked attack.
We would like to appeal to anyone with any information you have, if you were there at Rockefellers on the 19th of May 2012, please come forward, contact Craig Mallon Appeal. Craig was a fun-loving son who had everything to live for. Please, if anyone knows anything, please come forward and please help us. Thank you. Craig was in Spain for a stag weekend for our other son's wedding. He had returned from Sydney, Australia on the Thursday and arrived in Lloret de Mar on the Friday night and had went to a disco for Brian's stag night. They were enjoying themselves and Craig and his friends were making their way home and was assaulted with one punch, and which killed him.
And he didn't even get to sleep in his bed.
He didn't sleep in the hotel.
Or anything. And he was pronounced dead at 6:30.
On the Saturday morning.
On the Saturday morning, yes. 7 hours later.
I had actually dropped Craig off at the pick-up point where they were getting the minibus from Coatbridge to Edinburgh Airport. That was about 2 o'clock in the Friday afternoon. And their flight was about 7:30, 8 o'clock from Edinburgh Airport, which they arrived about 10:30 in Spain, Barcelona. Then they got a minibus from Barcelona to Lloret de Mar, went to the hotel, didn't even as much as unpack a case, got washed and freshened up, and then went for a few drinks with the friends. 7 hours later, Craig was pronounced dead.
And on the Friday he came in, and I was working in Asda in Coatbridge.
And he came in to say cheerio to his mum, and that was the last time she seen him. On the Saturday morning, we got the phone call. Craig's mum actually got the phone call when she was ready to go to work, and it was from Brian, and he couldn't really speak, and he was saying that Craig was dead. He couldn't talk, and Antoinette wouldn't believe him, and then I was actually working and Antoinette phoned me, so I made my way home and then made contact with other boys who were at the stag weekend, and they confirmed what Brian had told Craig's mum, that Craig had been killed by someone who assaulted him coming out of Rockefellers disco. We then had to travel from Coatbridge, Scotland to London, Gatwick, and then from Gatwick a connecting flight onto Barcelona, and then a car from Barcelona to Lloret de Mar, which is like an hour and 10 minutes drive, which was absolutely horrendous. It's every parent's worst nightmare. We then got to Lloret de Mar and we met with the British consulate on the Sunday morning and had to identify our dead son's body.
Craig's parents have been left wondering and wishing and desperate for the truth. The truth hasn't been forthcoming. We have been working closely with the Spanish solicitor Berta de Castillo. That has helped the family. But what would appeal is people out there have information. Where Craig was attacked, where he was assaulted, where he was killed, there was lots of people in that area that night. Lots of people, and there's only a small number have come forward. Please, if you're in that area, even if you think you didn't see anything, come forward. Please contact us. It's not about if you saw the incident. It's about helping piece together the movements, who was where, when, descriptions of individuals. Sometimes people seem to think that this is about, if they didn't see it, they didn't see the actual incident, they think to themselves, well, I've got nothing that can help. That's not the case at all. For example, some young females from Scotland were in the same nightclub as Craig, Rockefellers nightclub. That was where he was before he was killed. They were there. They came forward to the Facebook. That helped us sort of piece together. They had been speaking to him. They gave us descriptions of some other people. We've got descriptions, but we need other people to come forward to help piece it together in different parts. What we had Craig in the nightclub, in Rockefellers nightclub, with his friends. Now, Rockefellers nightclub is very significant to this. It may be perceived that it doesn't really matter because that was earlier. That's not the case. There's sightings of Craig, on the dance floor with a female, a blonde female. There's some inquiries regarding that aspect. There's other people there spoke to them. It was minutes after leaving Rockefellers nightclub that Craig sustained that fatal blow that killed him. What we believe is at that same time, and there is information to this effect, that Craig's friends were speaking to some French individuals and some Spanish people, but predominantly French people, and there was some altercation. And there was some altercation, which was at the same time, probably simultaneous with him sustaining that fatal blow. There was a group of people involved in the altercation and a group of people there when Craig was assaulted. One person inflicted that fatal blow. The friends of that person were there because they were part of a group. They know what happened. I would appeal to them. Think about this, because it's only a matter of time until we do piece everything together and we trace that group. But by withholding that information, vital information, from a conscience point of view, think about the family. Think about what your duty. I would ask people, please, anything at all, contact our website. One thing I'll say is that email address, the info@craigmallon.com, that is a confidential email address. You can contact that. You can actually put in your details, contact us. It's kept anonymous. You may have information about another individual that you know or suspect. We need information to help Craig's parents and for justice and for Craig. What I would say is, please, this is about piecing everything together, and even more so if there's people out there that have information about who specifically attacked and assaulted them, please contact us.
We returned to the scene on Craig's anniversary, which was May 2013, 1 year on. The local people were very helpful, and we put up posters as in on shop windows, lamp posts, anywhere. We laid flowers where Craig was killed.
Some people still remembered.
A lot of people still remembered us from the previous year and offered their condolences, and they still can't believe that no one has been brought to justice.
Exactly 1 year after the Craig's death, when we attended Lloret with the family, when I attended it with the family, we put up posters. Now this is the most current poster, but we put up posters at that time with the QR code. And that has been a real successful idea, using that, and it does once again accentuate the fact that people use their smartphones all the time. Now we set up a Facebook website, and a lot of people do think they have to log on. This is a public facing appeal site. So we set that up, and that corresponded, and there was a link on it, corresponded with the original poster. Now what's happened with that is we've had a massive appeal. It's reached about 1 million people throughout the world. And that has been very, very good, and it's been the basis for quite a lot of the social networking activity. As we moved on and we started to get more information, we then set up the Craig Mallon website, craigmallon.com. This is a website dedicated to the investigation and to try and get more information. And in that website, there's key facts and appeals, there's stuff about Craig, and that goes right through the sequence of how his death came about, where he was at the time, and significant key points. And that is particularly like examples are mobile phone footage. Did people take photographs that night? Things like that. And they will have photographs on their phone and their smartphones that they might not think is significant. Okay, they might not. They may have photographs of what happened, but if they've got photographs of people or descriptions of people, that may be other people will lead us to witnesses or potential witnesses. So that's quite a significant impact, this, and that has reached quite a lot of people. Now, aligned to that and linked into that one, we created a Twitter account. Now, that is quite important because on the everything's joined up with the social networking here. So on the contact page, the Craig Mallon Facebook appeal, and the Twitter. So we have the Twitter account. Now the Twitter account, Craig Mallon Twitter account, that is Craig Mallon Murder Help. And what we have is a lot of people following, and it's also allowed us, the Craig Mallon appeal, to be able to target, to proactively go to people and follow them. And it is amazing, and that has led to quite a lot of interest. And also we had Nova Lloret Radio, who did a piece, an interview with us, and that has raised the profile of it. We are getting some good responses. Unfortunately, we still haven't got the information we need, but we're confident we keep going and keep going. Now what we did after this, the Twitter account, and conscious of the fact that there is potentially a strong French connection, that there may have been French individuals at the scene who may be able to assist. We set up in craigmallon.fr. This is a French website which mirrors the .com one, and that is predominantly to target the French public for information, and that is also aligned to the Twitter. So we've got that. And then what we did, and this is Instagram. This is a fairly recent technology, and this allows sharing of photographs. It also allows us, we have created on Twitter, hashtag Craig Mallon Murder, on Instagram, hashtag Craig Mallon Murder, and that creates a category on that. So we have been able to put photographs of relevant to the case onto Instagram and specifically go to different outlets and load these photographs on. It's early days for that. We only put that on in December, but I'm hopeful that some people who have photographs maybe even realise that the fact that Instagram is a photo sharing way, maybe they want to share them with us, they want to put them on it, and that's confidential if it's shared direct to the Craig Mallon Instagram. I don't know, but I'm convinced that people have the photographs out there.
Please, for anybody out there that knows anything at all, any information, even as small as it is, please lift the phone or go on the web or on Facebook, Twitter, and please come forward, please. Somebody out there knows something. People have been great, but we need justice for Craig, please.
We need the truth, and we feel that someone out there knows what happened that fateful morning. Please, any information at all, as small and as irrelevant as what you may think, please come forward. And if it wasn't for Mr David Swindle and Langer O'Rourke, who are funding this, I don't know where we would be. Someone out there knows something, and if you do, please contact the Craig Mallon Appeal. We find it so frustrating. It's nearly 2 years in May, and still no one has came forward to help. Please, if someone knows anything, please contact the Craig Mallon Appeal.
He was just such a lovable son.
He loved life. He loved his mother, he loved his father, and as anyone who knows Craig from Sydney, Dubai, Scotland, everyone knew how well he was liked, and that actually came through when Craig actually was returned. His body was returned home to Scotland. There was over 1600 people at Craig's funeral, which was one of the biggest turnouts Coatbridge has ever seen. We just want someone to please help us in our search for the truth and the justice. Someone out there knows something. Please put yourself in our position. Please come forward.